Are you? How are you? Me too. We're living the dream together. So, this is a book that I carry around with me. I started carrying it around in 2015. I went to Toronto and did the Dance Teacher Expo in Toronto. And they gave, yes, Canada. And they gave me a chair like this. And I had my book, and it was on that night that I decided I liked the chair. And then been adding to the book all these different thoughts so that when I go do a seminar, I can open it and figure out what it is that I'm going to talk about. So this morning I opened it up to this talk called It's a Choice. And that's where I'm going to start here. Raise your hand if you have said this to yourself. This is a great way to start off the morning. Boy, she pissed me off. Raise your hand. And that could be a he. If you want it to be a he, make it a he. Do you know what you really should have said in your own head? Was, I'm making the choice to let her piss me off. I'm deciding to make the choice to let her piss me off. I made that choice at that moment. So when that mom came to me, or that person in my life came to me and talked to me, I decided at that moment I believed them. I decided that at that moment they're right and they're making me mad, and now this is going to wreck my day. But if I had confidence in myself, say it was a mom who maybe was unhappy with the recital, if I'm confident that I put on a good show and that I left no stone unturned, and I listened to the other 200 people who came up to me and said this was better than a Broadway show, if I listened to them and believed them, then whatever that woman said would not have, I'll say it again, pissed you off. We're live, and by the time people see all of these live videos, they're going to go, that guy, he has a filthy mouth. But I believe in this one so much, and I actually take it, not all the time, know that this man sitting in this chair is in the learning process. And more learning in the last year or so than ever before, but I actually make a conscious effort to say, okay, this is my choice. Because you know, when you make the choice in the other direction, it can mess up your whole day. It can mess up your whole day. So think of it like this. She said that to me. And that's my motivation to be the complete opposite of what she said for today. When anybody says anything negative, it's your motivation to be the opposite of what they say. That's how we get motivated. When someone says to you, you can't pull that off, all of a sudden you want to pull it off. That's who we are. And I think that's kind of a cool thing. Our life is, we're surrounded by motivation. I think it's a choice on how we want our day to be. I think that choice is made the second that we roll out of bed. We wake up and we look out there and we appreciate, and there's people you say good morning to, you smile in the mirror, and you just say it's going to be a good day. And that you made that choice, that conscious choice that morning. It's a choice. I think it's a choice how that class is going to go on that day. I think it's a choice. If I say that this class is a struggle for me, it will be a struggle for me. If I say these kids, I can't get them under control, you will never get them under control. You walk in your classroom and you make the choice that it's going to be a great class. That's the only choice. And for me, if I'm struggling, what am I going to do to make it so that I can grab their attention? First of all, I'm going to have so much energy and so much passion for being in the room with them. That's part of it right there. But the next part of it is, maybe I'm facing the back wall today. Maybe her and I teach in 2 different studios and we're switching classrooms today. We're changing this thing up. We're doing whatever we can to make it an awesome class and to get their attention and for them to be focused. And the kids, the teens that we're working with, when they're not at the studio, this is their cell phone, this is their laptop, this is Netflix, and there's something else going on over here. And they're doing all 4 of those things and getting messages on the Facebook and getting messages on the phone and all of that stuff. So now I know when I go to teach a class and they have none of these things, I'm what they have. I must rephrase. Right? That's different than it was 20 years ago. As we say in New England, wicked different than it was 20 years ago. But because I know that, I'm going in and giving it everything I got every time. With every class, every kid, every shot that I get. That maybe on that day, I'll look some kid in the eye or say their name, and it'll trigger in them some sort of a memory or some sort of a feeling that is either going to last a lifetime or they're just going to feel good about themselves. Just because I stopped and looked in her eyes or his eyes, or just because I said, you know how much I appreciate having you in my class? That's a choice. It's a choice to say every kid's name at least once in the classroom. It's a choice to make eye contact with every child that you teach. You could do that 4 or 5 times if you want to. It's a choice. Studio owners, teachers, it's a choice what the atmosphere of your school is going to be. If it's high stress, and you can feel that when you walk in the door, don't think it's the parents that are making it high stress. They may add to it, but it is our choice to walk in there and think how grateful that we are that we have a studio And we have these parents who maybe bring us down, but at the same time, they're the reason that we have the studio. And they're going to keep coming for the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years of our business. So to me, it's a choice. I'm going to make this a happy place. I'm going to make it so, I think I said this on the first day. I try not to repeat myself. But if everybody walks into the studio and goes, wow, it's just such a fun place to be at, you'll be successful. It's just a fun place to be at. Nobody's going to look in the window and go, look at how beautiful those kids at her best are. Look at her, she's a phenomenal teacher. Look at those kids spin. They're going to look in the room and see smiling faces and happy kids. And how cool is that? So this part is, it's a choice. And I'm going to end this part by saying, head home when we're done. I don't know when we're done, but when we're done. And think about the choices. Think about them as soon as you get out of bed in the morning. What is it going to be that you're going to make of this day? And is it somebody else's fault that it isn't a good day? I don't think so. But that's easy. That's easy. Outside forces that cause us to, this life is so hard. But that's a choice. I could say that to me, or I could go, now that was interesting. Now that was interesting. Wow, that's an interesting opinion. Thank you for sharing that. That's certainly something I'll consider. Punch, punch, punch. Right? So this is a point I want to drive home. You know that if we're thinking, I must accomplish this in order to feel like I'm a success, or I must make this amount of money to say I'm a success, or to feel like it for me on the inside. You're chasing something that won't give you the satisfaction that you think it will. When you are in that mode, in that frame of mind, sometimes you stay there for years. And then you get those things, but it didn't do it. What did it was the special moment you had with that kid or that person or that maybe totally non-dance thing. That's what's going to make you happy. It is not achieving the big studio, the big car, the trip. It's, again, the choice of how you're going to feel on the inside. It's waking up on that day and going, wow, I taught a really good class today. Wow, that mother that caught me in between my classes that I thought was going to yell at me just stopped me to say, you know, I love what you're doing. That is success. We live in a world where bigger is better. I own this house, retreat center that's 7,000 something square feet of space. And across the way, I built myself a 900 square foot, 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. And the people who were building this house for me kept saying, you want a bigger house. You want a bigger house. You want to be able to sell it for more money. You want a bigger house. And for a week or two, I thought maybe they were right. I wanted a bigger house. And then I went over to that 7,000 square foot thing, and I had to wash stuff and windows. And I go back, I say to the guy, I'd like to go down to 500 square feet. So I wanted the 900 square feet with my single bathroom and my 2 bedrooms, and somebody can come stay with me if they want. And I like the simpleness of it more than the 7,000 square feet that has a roof that will have to be maintained, that has a pool that has to be maintained. Its grounds are so big that this whole troop of commandos comes in to mow the lawn. I like the 900 square foot. If I would never have said that to you 20 years ago. Do you guys know a teacher named Fred Connect? Anybody know who he is? He was a master teacher. He's still out there teaching. He's from Pennsylvania. We grew up with zero. We had a 3-bedroom house with the 1 bathroom, and the studio was downstairs. And our front lawn was the parking lot. And the neighborhood was the parking lot. If you were at my mother's studio and you came to pick up your kid, you could be down at the other end of the neighborhood waiting for your kids. And when the studio ended, all the kids were just walking around the neighborhood to their parents' cars. But Fred Connect was a really good friend of my mother's. And we used to go to his house. And he had this, I wish he was listening to this. I wish he was here because I told him this story. Beautiful home. Probably at that time I was 15 or 16, one of the nicest homes I'd ever seen. And I said to myself that day, someday I'm going to have a Fred Connect house. That was my goal. And maybe 1993, whatever, that's 25 years ago. I bought a house that I thought looked like a Fred Connect house. Beautiful, beautiful, 3,000 something square feet, remodeled it once, all of that stuff. Made me feel good, but it wasn't it. Wasn't it. And it wasn't it for Fred Connect, by the way. When we talked about it years later, it wasn't it for him. His children were it. His wife was it. Our relationships are it. The opportunity to experience the joy that's going on right now in your life at this moment, instead of avoiding this because you're so focused over here. Wow, you're just missing it. You're just missing it. It's right here. It's right in front of you. Grab it. Grab it. All day, every day, really, really good stuff is going on. And we're always like, tomorrow I'll be happy. Or I can't wait till this weekend because I get it off. We're wishing away the next 3 days. Oh, I can make it through the next 3 days because I have Saturday off. right? Wow. I don't want to be morbid, but there will be a time you will be laying somewhere and you'll wish you had the 3 days. And it won't matter if it's a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday. Don't wish it away, you guys. Don't wish it away, and the happiness will come. It's there. It's there. And we live in a country right now where we're living in this reality show of negativity. Forget about which side you're on. It is about ripping each other to shreds. And it's at the highest levels of the people that you would have looked up to for guidance in what morality is about and guidance in what respect is all about. You must fight back. Forget what side you're on. Fight back knowing what is morally right. And be that person who doesn't get involved in all of this negativity and judging other people for what they think or what they feel. I went to Sedona, Arizona, not too long after my mother passed away. It's when I discovered Sedona, Arizona, peaceful vortexes, earthy, crunchy, all of that stuff. And I went and heard the singer. It was something on the bulletin board, kind of looked a little earthy, crunchy. It was at the community center. The whole show was called Love is the Answer. And I'm like, okay, let's see what this is. But I was in the kind of peace out mood at that time, fluffing my aura. And this guy sang this song, Love is the Answer. And you know what? I sat there for the 3 minutes. I go, oh my goodness, what if this guy is right? This is certainly something that I should consider. I can't blow this off. The song's still in my head. I once choreographed a solo to it for a girl. It's the answer. It's the answer. In life, in your career choice, and how you feel about other people and you respect them. It's the answer. It's the answer. So, my number here, I got a timer that you can't see, it just went to 0. So we're done. But now make it a choice to have an awesome day. And let me ask you a question. How are you? How are you? Have a great day. Thank you for the opportunity.